Hi folks, I'm the newstarcadefan here. In the last episode of SC2VN, we finally had a breakthrough. In this episode, we need the emotional and mental break because the practice has been taking toll. It's natural for us to feel nervous. The key is to keep it from affecting our chances of winning. Is it sad? I shift my gaze back towards Riva, surprised to find her staring at the ground. What is? This may be the last evening we gather as a team. Come on, Riva, don't say stuff like that. It won't do us any good. But it's the truth. Mark, please win tomorrow. I do not want to stop spending time with you. We brought Riva out of her shell, for real. Because if you remember, she was a socially awkward person, and now becoming more and more open. I've been a happier person since I've joined this team. I would strongly prefer to stay that way. Learned that she is, Riva tones the sadness that the rest of us are trying to deny, even as Jett increases her march to observe the exchange. Well, ceases her march. I feel the same way, Riva. I win tomorrow. I'll promise. The death penalty for lying? Oh, the penalty for lying is death. Riva breathes out a sigh and collects herself. I believe that you will. Me too. Mark plays an important part of my story to become the greatest player of all time. The first chapter can't end with a loss. It wouldn't make sense. Well, considering that you and Riva were the two goalposts that were put in there on purpose to make sure that there was a bad end, an arm slings itself around my shoulder. With a glance, I find out it belongs to Accel. Feeling alright? Not as bad as before, but the pressure is still there. As your coach, I'm obligated to encourage you to win. But what's the most important is what you want. For what it's worth, I'm with Riva. It'd be sad to see you leave Korea. I've got more than enough motivation for tomorrow. Is that what we're here for? It isn't just for you. For the first time since she barged into my room, Jett addresses me directly. Her expression is devoid of the intensity that I've come to know her for. I wasn't lying when I said that you had the potential to be great. Truth is, it doesn't make you special. Everyone has the capability of being a champion. It isn't genetic or unique. That's absolutely true. No one is truly born with talent. I'm not denying the existence of talent, but it's not nearly as essential that people make it out to be. StarCraft and everything else for that matter is more than that. Most people are either unwilling to or unable to work hard. Simply being able to overcome that barrier makes it possible to do things that other people sit around and daydream about. And if you've done that, you can lose without regrets, have you? Yeah, I have. Good. Then all that's left for us is to trust that it'll earn us the win. Silence follows. Jett's final remarks leaving us with an air of gravitas. It's only a quip from Stunt that saves the rest of us from our glum-faced stare down. Deep. Don't be a prick, Stunt. Alright, let's go over the game plan for tomorrow. How you play is up to you, but it's probably smart to stick to what you've been practicing. Yeah, I know better than to invent a build on the fly. How about you open us? How about you open us up, Jett? Still against the river build prepared for game one? I understand the idea. I just don't think it's a sure win. One will probably assume Mach is looking to steal the win, so we'll be on the look for something non-standard. It was devised with that in mind. If executed as planned, it should secure a lead, if not a victory. Don't give Bo any respect that he hasn't earned. If you let him set the pace for the series, it'll be an uphill battle. Stein is not lying there. I agree with that actually. Alright, fine. It's just not my style of play. Moving on. How about mid game? I was playing my usual style, drop ships to establish map control and to slow down his third base. If I scout that he's being too greedy, I will go for the kill. That's solid. I wouldn't change anything there. Seconded, it's annoying playing against those kind of Terrans if I can't kill them early. Rhea fidgets with her glasses, evidently disagreeing. Well, yes, she plays all three races Terran, Zerg, and Protoss. Do not write off the possibility of mech. She's barely practiced mech. Why would you even suggest that? It's the ideal unit composition when played at its apex. Only if she can get there safely. She'll practically be impossible against the Protoss as lethal as well. River concedes her suggestion with a shrug. Last thing, late game. If Bo manages to get on three bases, don't try to end the game with a direct fate unless you have tons of defenses and prepared to slow down his march. The fully powered Protoss army is stronger than the maxed out Terran, so you'll have to look elsewhere to find an edge. The opposite is true in Brood War, so he's used to being the aggressor. If you see Bo eager to engage with you, don't automatically assume it's because he'll roll you. That reminds me, are there any other kinds of mistakes that Brute War players make when they first switch to StarCraft 2? You and Accel know better than anyone. It's the little things. Honestly, not that you take for granted that boat has to work for. You can look at 5 Marauders and know that they'll crush 7 Stalkers without actively thinking about it. For example, he probably can't yet. That, in his strategies, Walt hasn't been playing Star 2 for as long as you, so he probably is only up to date on the standard builds from the current meta. He'll be relying on game sense and mechanics to carry him through the shortcoming. If you can get a read on him, he won't be able to fall back onto an older style. And as strong as a brute war player as he is, Bolt isn't immune to slip-ups, especially in the new game. If he expands too fast or spreads his army too thin, crush him. Yeah, got it. Then I guess we've done everything we can. Nothing to do but play. You want to run through some warm-ups to get a glimpse of the crowd early to keep your nerves down, so don't be late. When I answer with a nod, Accel smiles. A final glimpse of the four faces of my teammates underscores the need to win tomorrow. Nothing else needs to be said. Everyone has placed not only their trust, but also their futures in me. Failure is not an option. I won't be in this apartment for much longer, but I'm going to leave it on my own terms. How are you feeling, Mock? How are you feeling, Mock? Eh? I blinked my eyes and rubbed them away. An hour of warm up at the studios left me with only 15 minutes before the match is set to begin. The foundation on my face isn't the, the foundation on my face isn't the kind I've used before. It feels a bit weird. Standard procedure for all broadcast matches, or so the makeup artist said well, this is actually true in all television and movie production. If I remember right, television makeup, even in HD and 4K, is used to put glare on its place, as in make it non-existent, and to lighten down dark beards. Beyond Mr. Kim, a small crowd filters into the stage area. The semifinal matches for the Victory Star League begins right after the show match. It's unlikely that everyone is here just to watch me and Bolt play. But judging by the number of people sporting the black and white colors of Shock T1, there are at least a few. Oh, Mr. Kim, I'm sorry, I'm well. Good. Best of luck in your match. Let's hope that this is the beginning of a long and fruitful partnership. I lower my head with a curt bow. I appreciate it. Mr. Kim matches my bow with a nod, and then slips around the corner and into the studio. I'm allowed only a minute of time to myself before the businessman's presence is replaced by Accel's. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. And I am. I stretch out my wrists and crack my knuckles to emphasize it. Good, let's go. But before we get into that, we have a special match before the VSTL begins, don't we? That's right. Most of you have likely heard of news that Accel and Jett have left their teams to form their own. Regardless of how the fans feel, one must admit that it was quite an ambitious decision. Certainly, but today we have a match that's up whether those two will have the risk pay off. A generous prize from the Enoch group has allowed us to host a show match between the two wildly different players. A new sponsor? How exciting! On top of that, it's refreshing to see the KPGA has finally begun to embrace StarCraft 2. How much do we know about the Protoss Bolt? He's a very strong player from Shock T1, but this is his first appearance in a StarCraft 2 match, isn't that right? We'll have to see how his Brood War skills translate. What about his opponent, Monk? Do we know much about her? There was very little information available online, so we must assume that she's an amateur. At the same time, she must be quite skilled for Jett and Accel to call her their teammate. It dawns on me that this match is probably being broadcast online. Should I have told my parents or friends to tune in and watch? No. Enough. And here's where I'm going to end it off here. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty in the next episode. If you like what you've seen so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe because it does help the channel out a lot. Anyway, I'm the newstarcadefan here saying thanks for watching, have a good day or night wherever you are, and bye for now.